Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this evening's presentation of Tabletop Roleplay Theater. I am Bethany, and I am the Dungeon Mistress for this evening's festivities. Tonight marks an auspicious occasion for Tabletop Role-Playing Theater, not for one, but two reasons, although both of them are for the same reason, sort of. It's a birthday, not just for us as the Land of Dark Dreams cast, but also for Mr. Connor down here and his 25th. So everybody give him an over-enthusiastic wave, as he is probably threatening to leave the stream like he said he would earlier. But we're not going to sing happy birthday to him because we're not that mean. As far as other great things going on, I believe the voice of God mentioned earlier today during our pre-briefing interview that we had a bunch of interviews today with a bunch of interviews with a bunch of really important people, including Cult's creator. Is that kind of what I'm hearing, voice of God? Is that something we should be telling people about? I don't know if the voice of God's talking. Looks he's trying to, but we can't hear him. Sorry, God, you're coming in broken and stupid. Military guys get the jargon. It's okay.
It's a very obscure reference that no one's gonna get.
For a military, I'll get it, but that's okay. So we actually had the chance to interview some of the high-intensity content creators out there, including the creator of Cult, whose name escapes me right now, unfortunately. I'm sure Kurt's screaming at me from across the rooftops, but yeah, there it is. You found it. Yes. I actually had a chance to watch some of it, and it was actually pretty interesting seeing a guy who, you ever think is a stereotype of a cult player? He definitely fits. Like, just looking at him, yep, that's a cult player. Today's a little bit special for this group, because this is the chance they are going to step outside the Land of Dark Dreams for just a little while and see the greater multiverse that exists inside the great D&D setting. So without further ado, I think it's time we begin today's episode of Land of Dark Dreams. I think we've been stopped by a guard from Oblivion who wants to recap the previous episode.
And he left.
I think
Sean's that criminal scum. So, unfortunately, I have been given the duty of recapping. So, I'm taking liberty upon myself to do it uniquely. So, last session, we spoke with Gary and Magnus and received a reward from him for assisting him in the cheap side. However, his demeanor had changed during that time, and so there was still some questions left lingering in the air that we had to sort of figure out for later purposes. We were dragged out by Angela, who we talked for a little bit, finding out that the tiefling Tyne had left the academy mysteriously. Afterwards, Renard asked Angela out for dinner for mutual discussions. Afterwards, we went to Adventures with Advantage. We spoke to Kalis. We accepted a little quest from her to go to their hometown sigil to maybe assist her with who knows what. Hey, don't you wanted this.
Her hometown is Adventure with Advantage. It's her shop.
I meant the shop, okay? Listen, this is very heavy. Not really. I'm just giving excuses now. Anyway, Renard and Angela had a nice little date, despite the very overzealous help from the other party members. But a good discussion was had, and hopefully an ally in the future was made. And we have some time before the ball, and we leveled up. So there's that. I'm taking this off now.
Thank you. You may have inspiration for the day.
Woo!
Let it never be said that I am not merciful.
You're not merciful.
You're not.
I am so.
Reverse inspiration.
Disadvantage of your entire day.
So, at the beginning of time, the universe was shaped into a great wheel, the cosmological model in which Iria, your world, and the remaining planes exist upon. It is described as a complex, comparatively cosmopolitan place in which the gods of many worlds and pantheons mingle, the beliefs of many faiths and peoples bleeding together in a set of outer planes, predominantly shaped by the polar forces of law, chaos, good, and evil. This is a place where the gods of many universes can intermingle with each other. It would not be unusual to see the gods of ancient Greece sit beside the gods of the Forgotten Realms. However, at the center of this great wheel lay the material plane, the realm in which all of you reside. However, like many spokes on this wheel, reside a multitude of other realms, intermingled at various places depending on their alignment. But one in particular exists outside this paradigm. Realms so vast and infinite as to be immeasurable, their existence defying the very laws that were set upon the rest of the universe. Sigil is one of these realms, also known as the Cage, or the City of Doors. Sigil is a floating city that floats upon the great astral plane, and is the self-proclaimed center of the multiverse in the Great Wheel cosmology. A major hub for interplanar travel, the city contains portals to every single plane, as well as numerous locations in the prime material plane. The demi-plane itself, as one resident remarks it as, the Cage, nexus of the planes. You're gonna hate it. As you all awaken the following morning aboard the Dawnrunner, preparing for the day's events, stretching, wiping the sleep from your eyes, but feeling a little bit more potent than you have been in previous days, it is up to you to decide what is today's goal.
So, I hope everybody's been getting rested. I think it's time we go back and check with Kalis at the Adventure with Advantage. After all, she said she had work for us. If we keep her waiting much longer, she might find somebody else to do it. Any excuse to get out of the city for a while.
We know exactly what the work is.
Yeah. Something she needs help with. She was shockingly unspecific with it.
That isn't suspicious at all.
She mentioned something about donuts.
I vaguely remember that, actually, yeah.
Yes, the donuts, I imagine we'll be going for a bit of a trip.
Magic.
No time like
Magic
present.
stuff,
Magic stuff, yes.
yes. We should definitely speak with Bertram to make sure that he knows that we're going to be gone for a while and that he needs to keep a closer eye on the ship. Anything you don't want to risk leaving behind, I suggest you take it with you. Just in case.
Let's come prepared.
Interesting. You should mention that. Can I take my ship with me?
I'm not quite sure what Kalis is going to do, so that might prove complicated.
I highly doubt it fits on a teleportation circle.
Not with that attitude, it doesn't.
I mean, I suppose you could fly it up into the air and dock it in the sky so that no one could access it for the next few days or however long we're gone.
Would fuel it though.
I think it has enough fuel to last for the foreseeable future.
Tarion's about. He can keep it going. that might actually be a better idea than just leaving it in port. My preference, actually.
I'm sure we can manage some things to get down without too much difficulty. Well, actually, I suppose we only need one of us to be there. Tempest, you could levitate down after taking the ship up, couldn't you?
Of course.
That was a question.
I will do that. Yes, I will do that.
That seems to settle that.
Okay. Then, with a little bit of work, you are able to take the Dawnrunner higher into the sky. Saterian gleefully saying, "I will take great care of your ship, Miss Core. Don't you worry."
Just me.
I trust you implicitly in this matter, Saterian. Thank you so much.
This is before you take off, but yes.
Okay.
All right. How high are you putting it up in the sky, out of curiosity?
I would do whatever Core told me.
Not so high. Well, actually, if it's above cloud lines, it should be out of the way of most storms, right?
Depending on the storm, but yes.
Sure,
That might be the
Some of them
idea.
heavy supercells could proc 40,000 feet, but...
I'll put her above the cloud line.
Okay, high enough that you guys can barely make it out high up there. Okay.
I'm just kind of like, I hope it won't take me that long to fall with levitate.
You're probably going to have to cast it as you're falling.
As he's saying that, Reynard is like, why is he taking it up so high? I'm not sure how long that magic is going to last. He may not go all the way down.
This is gonna be exciting. I'm more worried about how we're gonna get back on, but
Message spell.
We could just. It's not that difficult.
Cloudy with a chance of tempest.
One person who could fly could go up there and
Look,
retrieve the
guys,
ship.
there's that tempest forming.
Somehow the levitate
disadvantage.
just doesn't. I was gonna say
Disadvantage.
somehow the levitate doesn't work. You just fall.
He gave it to me. Okay, once we get high enough above the cloud line, and I'm looking down, I'm like, wow, Cole. I don't know if Cole really knows how far I can fall. Okay. Salterian, do we have like a thing that I can use to not die when I jump off?
I really should have prepared Featherfall today.
Do you know Featherfall?
No, I know levitate, and I'm going. Last ditch effort, I'll cast it halfway down.
That's probably what you're going to have to do because I ain't got no parachutes on board.
Would you develop them?
wait, don't have parachutes? I figured Core would definitely have those on the ship.
They haven't been invented yet.
Yeah, what's
Well-
Sartarian doing? Isn't he our guy? Come on, dude.
I'll
Build
work
things.
on them, but you got to go for now. So, bye.
He does not.
Yes.
Isn't he like a gnome or
He does.
something?
He does.
While we're looking up,
It's a gentle shove, not an actual hard shove.
Oh, myself.
Like,
and
this-
I'll just fall. I'll just jump and fall.
while we're all looking up, just waiting, Cerulean just says, "Should I be ready to bring him back to life?"
Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I think
I
it's a
hope.
situation.
I hope he's okay. I'm sure he'll be fine.
When I appear
You know,
about
it is this moment that I have to question. Did we just trust the known thief with our airship?
It's not a thing.
And your brother.
Yes,
About-
of course, Bertram is still there. Bernard actually looks more visibly relieved when you mention
Sartarian is not a thief.
hi, were we before?
was talking about Soteria.
It's talking about me.
Remember, Tempest, breaststrokes in the air.
I thought you said the gnome thief, not former thief.
The former thief, yes.
Ah, I figured it out.
I thought he said gnome thief too.
I thought he
said no.
Actually, I said the known thief.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
that makes
Anyway,
To
moving
imagine
on.
just
Three.
this scream in the distance, like
Get the
slowly
Doppler
getting
effect
louder.
going.
And
We'll say that
300
Tempest is
feet up.
clever enough to know
Rotate.
when to cast levitate, so he's only a few feet.
What's the range of Dispel Magic?
Huh?
60 feet, I think. But
It's
anyway.
120.
That's
Even if the
mean.
spell's dispelled, I still fall down lightly.
So, question: would the wind have taken Tempest just somewhere else?
I can control wind a little bit, okay?
So we're not
How
going
much
to go that
harder can
heavy
we
into
work to
science of
derail
it.
this session, guys? let's
say-
not even get to Sigil this week, guys.
Air Shanasi shenanigans, I control it enough to where I fall straight.
You were able to land safely.
Guys, that was awesome.
Huh. You could have done a flip.
I did, up there.
It's
None of us saw it, so that doesn't count.
Well,
kind of the
when I
point of
got
doing a
close-
flip is so that everyone sees it.
Well, when I got closer, I need to make sure I wasn't going to hit the ground.
Tempest, your hair's like all over the place. You probably
It's
should fix
always
that.
all over the place.
No, but it's like more so than usual.
I like it. And I'll leave it as it is. Add a little breeze, make it more fluttery.
Right.
Cerulean definitely looks visibly just like he wants to fix it. Just no.
Just try it, Cerulean, just try it.
All right. Are we traveling to
Adventure with advantage.
Advantage Advantage? Okay. Much as you have seen it before, the imp statue is conspicuously absent this time. But as you walk in, you can see it and Kalis are having a conversation with each other in a language that is resembling Infernal.
Is it Goblin?
No, it's Infernal.
Okay.
The last tidbits, I think a couple of you actually speak Infernal. Or no?
I speak the opposite.
No.
It's a negative for me, dog.
Nobody here speaks Infernal. Oh, okay then. All right. They as you walk in, they will look up. Ah, hey Bex, nice to see you. I guess you started to take up on my offer.
That is correct, Burke.
She kind of a bit of irony in that being happened to me. I won't explain the irony and why it's ironic, but it's that. Trust me.
But it doesn't feel so good, does it?
Doesn't bother me. I'm not a Buck.
Good to know, Burke. All right.
Boy, are you in for a rough surprise today.
Hopefully. I expect it.
Me too. So anyway, I suppose you're here for the job.
Donut job, yes.
Yes, something like that. The long story short of it is one of my employers is looking for an object called a golden lotus. It happens to be located somewhere else, and you're going to be taking a little bit of a trip to get to it. You'll be passing through Sigil, where I'm from, and then to another plane. And from there, you'll be talking a conversation with the person who guards it, and then we'll be carrying on your way. Whatever you would like as far as what my shop is concerned, I can offer you a discount, I can offer you a flat reward, I can even offer you the magical item you will all put interest in purchasing in the day, depending on what you guys desire. A lot of things I can do for you.
Define a conversation.
I can't really define it because I don't know how they're going to react.
React to what?
You asking for it.
So what's on the table as far as options, provided conversations don't go as well as we'd like?
Well, I prefer you not kill them.
That is good to know. Preferred is good to know.
If you can, good luck to you, but be careful.
All right.
Be careful when you're dealing with this person. She's been dead for some time,
Yes,
where she is.
dead. That addresses my next level of concern. You said we're going through Sigil. Where are we going now?
Make a persuasion check.
We need to know where we're going.
She can give you the directions to it. She may not, not sure she wants. There's a little bit of hesitancy before she says this. 15. Niflheim?
Why does that sound familiar?
Just
Yeah.
turns to Renard. And that
Which
is
check is that for a Nard to give
religion?
this information?
Arcana.
Arcana. I rolled a 2.
Never change.
Actually, a minimum of it.
Never
you know
changes.
that Niflheim is one of the planes of Hades.
Ah,
We're going to hell.
No, you are not going to hell.
we're going to Hades.
Those are different things.
Very specifically different.
I just realized I automatically get a 15 on Arcana now. Niflheim. So yeah, just go ahead and explain to Reynard what he knows about Hades and Niflheim and all that good information.
Niflheim is considered the realm of loss. It is where souls go that have been, who give up on everything, who feel that they failed utterly. It is a realm of rolling endless, not quite torment, but more like depression. It's a
Mood.
place where
Sign me up.
I feel right at home here. It's also where a few other deities happen to live, most notably one called Nidhogg, or, if you're from other realms, a great serpent.
Reynard will explain that.
And who exactly are we fetching this golden notice from?
I will leave that as a surprise.
I don't like surprises, but
We're
okay.
doing
I'll humor you.
work for you that could potentially cause us harm, and you're going to leave something as a surprise?
It's fun, Renard. Come on, and I'll slap him on the back.
Okay, it's more of I have been told not to tell you that
By
By
employer?
whom?
by
What?
my employer.
Ah, why would the?
But we're going to know the moment we get there.
Probably.
So what is the harm in letting us know so that
Can we just have like one surprise? Let's just go with it. Come on.
Why does this need to be the surprise? You're going to
Because
a realm of misery.
It's
There's
a
tons
realm
of surprises.
and mystery, might I add.
It's in a place called the Obsidian Spire, and she will actually pull out what looks to be a large glass lens and a porcelain doll of a monk with no arms or legs. You will need this, and she'll hand them both to Renard. You can return to Sigil by holding the lens up to the sun of your destination plane and casting a circle of bright light on the ground. The porcelain doll will let you into the Obsidian Spire.
All right.
Strange keys.
Not
I'm into
going
it.
to talk. Are we going to not talk about the fact that the Obsidian Spiral's key is a creepy doll?
I'd rather not. I'd rather just ignore it.
Mystery.
Just not that bad. I mean, I was kind of picturing something worse.
Is this really what we want to do on our vacation day?
I mean, at least it's not a severed human hand.
Oh, to be fair, we have vacation
Why would it be that?
days. So I mean,
You also decide what rewards you want. And
Ooh,
I will point out, going to Sigil is one of those things that is going to be a once in a lifetime. You don't have to go immediately to where you're going. I would recommend you explore the city a little bit. It is exciting, and if you like donuts, you will like Sigil.
so
oddly specific pastry.
Is it shaped like a donut?
It is actually. It is shaped like a donut.
I see. That was a funny. I got it.
Are there donuts? Some? Like a
Uh,
few?
Well, yes, actually. I suspect they find the irony in that.
I love irony, especially when
Is
it's
it-
delicious.
is it possible to decide what we want as a reward after we're done, or do we have to do it now?
Make a persuasion check.
We'll do it after. We'll call it a surprise.
Now do so with a disadvantage.
Actually,
Yes.
damn it, Renard.
It was a good cutting joke.
Natural one. Aw.
It's not bad.
I will take it under advisement.
I'm sorry. It's just, our employer.
You don't have one.
We do,
You.
as a matter of fact.
It's you.
Touche salesman.
You are employing us.
We are getting a reward. Speaking of rewards, what do we want?
When we come back.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to think.
Because that gives us time to think. Because that's we had some options, so we might as well consider it.
We do have options.
Also, before we go, I want to do this so that way we are able prepared. I'm gonna take out my little book. I'm gonna take out a little quill. I'm gonna say, could you all write your names down for me real quick, just on the paper?
No.
Not you. No offense. I just them, because we're gonna be put in danger, and this will assist you just in case you get to the brink.
Can I see it?
Pass this off to him.
2, 3. There you go.
Thank you. I assume I just pass it off to everyone. Does everyone?
Yeah, Renard will sign it. Of all the people who would do something sketchy with this, it wouldn't be Cerulean.
Ooh.
Really trusting Cerulean on this.
Does everyone else do it just so we can save time?
Rowan will sign. So how does my signature help you with me going to the drink?
So essentially, if you are about to, well, you specifically, because you like to go unconscious a lot, you won't go unconscious for the first time.
By the way, if you want to know where you're going to end up, and she will actually pull out what looks to be a small map with a wheel on it and show you this. You're going to this place, and she'll point to the one at the very bottom, in between the abyss and hell.
So,
I'm quite familiar with it.
we should probably ask this just in case. Are we to expect anything along our way there?
In Sigil?
No, in Niflheim.
Out of curiosity, are we going to be...
You sound really far away.
Do I? Oh, I bet it's coming from the webcam. I'll fix that in a second. Actually, someone else talk. Let me fix it.
So, should we be expecting or any advice on what to do and or not to do in certain places?
In Sigil, well, everybody's going to try to rip you off. You're going to be, well, you're tourists, essentially. They're going to call you all sorts of things. Burks, bashers. You're going to hear a lot of them. Probably clueless is a big one that's been called to you. Don't take it personally. Nobody's trying to insult you, probably. Just roll with it.
I don't think they could be any more racist than the people here.
Is there anything we can say that proves that maybe we're not tourists?
You're going to look out as a tourist. Trust me.
I got that, but just show that we've been here for experienced individuals. Acknowledged. One of those words, individuals.
Find yourself a blood, and they'll help you get around.
A blood.
Or tout. A tour guide.
Ah.
So, question. This other place we're going, Niflheim. Is that what it's called? Niflheim. Yes.
Niflheim.
Niflheim. Got it. Are we going to look like tourists there too, out of curiosity?
Oh, no. No, you'll stick out in a crowd there. I won't even be slightly tourist. Though I would point out, not a lot of creatures actually live there. It's not a nice place.
And what kind of creatures do live there?
Well, if you can picture a bad thing, it's probably there.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a giant skeleton creature with horns.
Probably you'll fight one of those at some point. It might even disembody the missing parts of itself.
Like 5 different hands. Different weird configurations.
The Outer Planes have a lot of weird shit, Burke.
I wonder if we could kill Skater there again. God, I hope he's here.
He was dead, right? Isn't hell like...
I believe so, but just knowing that if I killed him and sent him to that place, it'd be so much better knowing.
But what if he likes it?
I don't think he went there. If he was an Abishar, he probably went to hell.
I was hoping he gave up on everything.
Immediate suspicion of her knowing that.
Yeah. How does she know about Skather?
Everyone knows about Skather.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a member of the Dawn Spire, or not the opposite of the Dawn Spire.
She's going on regular information, not the fact that we killed him. Got it.
For something that was commonly known, we sure didn't know shit about it.
Yep.
Did you meet Tempest?
Bad.
Or maybe she's a little more informed than she lets on.
Good for her.
Do we have anything else?
Nope. Show us the way.
Okay. And she will turn around and walk into the back and gesture for all of you to follow her.
I follow her.
Do I sound better, by the way, Beth?
Yes.
Also, just to kind of give you guys an idea, you all essentially have Death Ward.
You got the
all of you?
Yeah.
It works one time.
Only once.
Only once. So it's Renard, Roman, Tempest, 23, and Core. Once it's used, it can't be used again until a long rest.
So it's a group-wide Death Ward once.
Yep. Once, but but each one you get one. But once it's done, you gotta wait.
And Cerulean isn't on that list.
Oh, he feels as though you guys are more important to be kept up right now, especially Roman.
Maybe you should be on that list as the healer. Just saying.
Anyway,
throwing chairs at you.
she will pull your arm back, and you see a workshop. Looks like there's somebody's building a sword off to one side, or at least parts of one. Little lion head being engraved. Oh, that's your weapon. We're not quite done with it yet, though.
It's been like 2 weeks. Yes, that was done already.
You only just gave her the blueprint.
You told us at the end of last session that we were going to have a couple days before this next thing started.
Oh yeah.
Was it?
I did.
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
That did happen. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that too.
I did forget about that as well.
Right, it's ready. Duh.
I did not forget about that.
Thank you for not forgetting.
It happens to the DM sometimes.
It absolutely happens to you. I just mentioned it specifically because it's already on my character sheet. It's like, yeah,
right,
no, I already have that.
Renaud, she'll walk over to it and hold up what looks to be a finely grafted, thin short sword, cane with sheath, with a lion's head impalmed upon it.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
You want to have a sword fight? Or not?
Don't do it.
Maybe another time.
Okay.
23, I'll take you up on that, though.
Oh, game on. When we get back, it's happening.
Let's do it. We can always do it on the donut.
Let's not cause a drunken fight. I use the term drunken loosely there, but more figuratively. In the middle of a place we don't know, understand the customs of.
But maybe they have like a fighting rink.
We have
Anyway, she will open up a door with she'll put out like a long list of keys. She's looking for the right one before she'll crack it open. And inside there is a 4-squared 6x6 room, completely bereft of anything, just made out of wood. Step in, please.
I step in.
I step in.
Weird.
Enter into the dwelling.
I step in.
Renaud, you can burn us out of here if it goes bad, right?
No.
Okay.
Right, well, have fun. She closes the door behind you. Close it, you hear a and for a moment, nothing happens.
This was a bad idea, wasn't
Are
it?
you sure? Yeah.
This was an incredibly bad idea.
How's that burning plan sounding, Renaud?
I opened the door.
The door pops open, and you find yourself looking into a city. Not one that you are familiar with.
Look at it! Magic. 23 walks out.
Magic
The
stuff is
city
always
itself is easier shown than described. But this is more or less the view that you come into upon walking out. Almost as if it was built on top of each other, looped around, you can faintly make out through the haze of fog and space more buildings. Flipped over each other, 2 more buildings. Looped around in a donut shape.
Oh, when she said donut, I kind of assumed like around like a normal circle. This is it's not
Somewhere out there, Christopher Nolan is having a stroke, just like, ugh.
just with all the this is very Inception-y.
Okay, so the buildings themselves look relatively normal, as if you would see stonework in anywhere else. What you do find a little more odd is the myriad of peoples that you come across. You, and this is not a joke, can see a diva having a conversation with the devil, walking down the street.
Sorry.
Walking past all of you is a man who is on fire, or at least you think it's a man, because the beard itself is full flames, horns grow out of his head, full flames, skin bright orange. Short, stubby little gentleman, about 4 feet tall, kind of looks at all of you with a very baleful expression before he keeps on walking. The door behind you will conspicuously just close.
Well, let's find a tour guide.
You know, I'm used to looking like the weird one, but wow.
Yeah.
Or just slowly turns to Tempest and then looks away and keeps walking down the street.
Oh, come on! You're not that bad.
I guess we have to remember if we get a tour guide that they're probably going to try to rip us off, so we should keep that in mind.
That sounds like an excellent thing for you to remember when you're talking them down.
I can do that.
Good.
All right. To the Warforged, you actually notice a lot of different constructs out there as well. Some of them have 5 legs, some of them have 2 legs. Many of them are very peculiarly styled. But all of them walk with an intent and purpose, and they walk in sync with each other. Not quite like they're marching, but it's very similar as if they were marching together. Some of them are even horse-like with great torsion bodies and almost minotaur-like heads, impressively statted and very large. Halberds across the back, bandoliers of longbows at the side. Renard, make an Arcana check.
Okay. 18. I rolled a 4 that time.
Going up.
One of these days.
You recognize these creatures as Modrons.
Constructs from the plane of Mechanus. Interesting. Yes, 23. You're not the only creatures in the multiverse that have been constructed.
I kind of figured that one out, but like, what is this place? That's what you just said.
Mechanus?
Yes.
Mechanus is the plane of law. It's sort of all the chaos that exists in the multiverse, all the craziness and all the things that happen. Mechanus is the place where none of that can exist. It's sort of the pillar stone of things. It is absolute law and order.
Sounds very bland.
That's terrible.
Yes, I was going to say that doesn't sound like fun at all, but all right.
You see it as bland. I see it as representative. For a place to be able to actually exist with absolute law without descending into chaos or worse, tyranny it's quite remarkable.
Also sounds like a place with absolutely no
Oh yeah, but he ain't mentioned that time they always invade the other realms every 200 and something years. And you can see this child, about maybe 10 or 12, an Aragonasi, just kind of casually walking up beside you.
Hello, Burke.
I think is that an insult?
Bloody hell you just call me, you damn... Whatever the bloody hell
Rick,
you...
come on, Rick.
Exactly.
Well, you're not one of them Modrons.
Really?
Oh, no, you definitely ain't.
Yeah, they don't have quite my astonishing personality. I'm one of them. No, of course is much better.
No one's got your personality, Joey.
Right. I'm gonna go on a limb and say y'all ain't from around here.
No. And where are you from?
Oh, it's nice to meet you. He holds up a hand to you. I'm Dareth.
Timbus shakes his hand, just very confused. He's never seen another Urgenasi.
Anyway, I see y'all from around here. Just let you know, clues like yourselves need to get a bud like me to sort out a keeper from the way to here in the birdcage.
What?
I didn't understand a single word he said.
So, what is the roll that we make to get Beth to talk normal?
Course sighs and just looks at everyone's like, do we want to hire him as a guide or no?
Don't know.
Bloods that we're looking for?
Yes. Kalis mentioned that you might need a tour guide.
Hey, this is loud.
You're endearing, but I don't understand the word you're saying.
I'm seeing if I have comprehend languages prepared. Give me a second.
No, if it'll help you. This is slang.
It'll take me 10 minutes. Do we have it?
Sigil has a lot of slang, unfortunately.
Roman is just watching the crap out of this kid's hands.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna try, I'm trying to, question is, sorry, I've never seen another one of us. Is Sigil, where you're from?
Well, yeah, well, where's everybody else be from?
Anywhere else?
Yes, that.
I mean, Mel Ma got something up down in the rim of a car.
That was a sentence.
A car, did you say?
I have a question for Beth. Was that Australian, English, European? What was that?
Welcome to my constructed language. Get over it.
No, a car. It's a place in the wind elemental plane.
Oh.
Oh.
There's a wind plane?
Oh, you're really clueless, ain't you?
Renard just looks at Tempest like, really? You didn't even know that?
No, I don't know anything.
We're looking for bloods, though. Do you know where we could find a decent one?
I got one right here for you. Holds up a hand and gives you a high five.
You're hired, and I hand him a high five.
It's probably mean living people.
I don't understand how you all can't understand him. He offered a couple minutes ago to be our blood, but whatever.
I'm sorry. No offense. You talk really fast. It's taking me a second to catch up what
Oh,
you're
you think
saying.
I'm bad? Why do you see the others around here?
See, I'm catching up to it now. How much are you wanting to assist us in traversing this place?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Where you going? What you here for?
We'd like to see a couple of things first. That
I
are
want to see
interesting.
around.
A little bit. And then we have to go to a very specific place.
Oh, where are you going after? So you want to see something interesting, you want a little bit of site tour, and then you want to you gotta go somewhere else to see where you're going. Where you go next? So, like, what's your ultimate objective?
Is it a secret or not? I don't know.
No.
I'm confused.
Eventually.
We're going to be going through Hades.
Niflheim specifically.
Yes, we need the passage at least to the doorway. You don't have to take us through there. Probably, but
You see, he starts coughing. Yeah, well, you can have fun with that one.
They don't want to come.
No, I was born tonight, but it weren't last night.
so how much would you be willing to do all this for us for?
Oh, that was 100 gold sound.
About 50. As you previously said, I was born at night, not last night.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I was supposed to do it, but now 20's got it.
I don't blame you, Sean. I don't blame you at all.
I was thinking like I was going to give him 10 gold and be like, damn, there's a good reward.
I was gonna say 75, but
And then he's like 100. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
honestly, with how much gold we have, that's not that bad.
I
It's
don't
not.
even have that much money on me.
It surprised me because I'm like,
never mind, I do.
I say I gotta eat, you know.
you know what?
I'll tell you
You're right.
I'll
You
let
do
see
have to
something-
eat.
I'll let you see something really bloody cool, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Want to see something really cool?
What is it?
I grab my bag, just.
I started slipping into an Australian there for a second.
All right.
He's like, "What is something cool?" He turns Scottish.
Want to see something cool? All right. Come with me then. I'll tell you what you need to know.
I'll hand over 100 gold to him. It's like, you know what? I trust. You didn't have to take it that fast. I was handing it right over.
Oh, I know.
Where to go? I will
Make
look
sure
at
you're not gonna take it
Tempest.
for back from me.
I will look at Tempest and say, where to go, Burke?
Blood. You mean blood? Because Burke is insulting
No,
from what I
you're
understand.
definitely not. You're definitely not Bloods.
We're just gonna step up in 23. It's like, so 23, Buck is basically the locals' term for an outsider.
I am well aware what it means.
All right. Bernard just resigns himself to let 23 have his fun. Regardless of how much trouble it's going to get them into.
Cerulli reaches over, just pats Bernard's shoulder.
Just so you know, you can't live in Sigil and be the most important person you know. You just can't. There's two other important people here. Just so he's guiding you all around the town. You can see all races, all walks of life, but there's no sun. The light itself just seems to be efflorescent, always illuminating at some point or another. Even though the city kind of rotates on a 24-hour cycle, as you move through it, the sun shifts with you. It's really daunting, actually. Well, so who's we looking for Kalis, huh? What you got you doing? Going to Niflheim?
I don't think we're supposed to really share that information, unfortunately.
Wait, how'd you know we were working? Wait, how would you know we worked for Kalis?
Well, you
Because-
said so.
Oh, we did? Did we?
Yes,
I don't remember.
Bernard did mention that.
Okay, never mind.
It was said.
She's got great deals, doesn't she? Cute little thing too.
Yeah,
Yes.
so don't suppose you know where she actually gets her deals from here, do you?
Oh, I do. I just not supposed to talk about that kind of thing.
Of course
I get
not.
Would 50 gold loosen your tongue?
I like my skin.
Oh,
So no, 50 gold
Well-
won't loosen your tongue.
She did mention specifically that she had an employer that we may need to speak to here, so just showing us where that is.
Yeah.
Making a note of that reaction.
Suffice it to say, you're not going to have a conversation with her, and if you do,
It's a her.
you're not going to enjoy it.
Oh, it's
Does
a
this
her.
her have a name?
I said too much. Nope, not gonna say anything else.
Right.
I'll simply leave it at this. There are creatures that exist in this world that even gods don't fuck with.
But gods are really powerful.
Yeah, and they don't exist here for a reason.
Wait, no gods exist here?
None.
Wait, what? I'm going to quickly try and cast my light cantrip.
Spell works fine.
Okay.
Very curious.
I got very concerned for a second as a person who draws upon divine power.
Just because
Well,
there's no god.
the power works fine. It just the aspect of no deity can ever enter the city of doors. Ever.
So how am I getting power from them then?
Aspects. The power is fine. Anyway, he walks you all off to a section that he doesn't really quite describe where you are, but what you end up seeing is a overhanging balcony that overlooks a large staging ground that looks to be almost 10 miles in diameter. And you can see rows and rows and rows of perfectly lined, symmetrical modrons of all different shapes and sizes.
It's very orderly.
Very weird. Very creepy.
Yeah.
It's very I don't like it. Where is this?
So, the rumor from my old man is that every couple hundred years or so, they start gathering, and then once they all gather up, however long that takes, they march off somewhere and try to conquer it.
Any idea what they're
Bring order to it.
planning on marching off to this time?
I have no idea. Now, according to my old man, they've got another 200 years or so, so it's going to be a little while. They just got done with one, like, about a year or so ago.
What was that?
How long do the conquered lands stay subjugated by them? Do they just come, establish order, leave them to their own devices, and then they just break free of it? Or I'm curious how this goes.
Some do, some don't. I'm not really proficient in the series. I just let you know what's going on. As far as I know, some worlds they get conquered, and now they're nice and orderly, and other ones fight them off somehow. They're probably fun adventurers similar to you, right?
Just curiosity. Just because I'm noticing the sun here is not really a sun. Is time the same here as it is in our plane?
Oh, from your back where you're from?
Just let's say in general. Like,
As
is
far as I
time
know.
here?
I've only
good.
lived in one place where it is was relative.
Renard, do you know?
Nothing Halo said suggested, nothing what I know about Sigil suggests that we're going to come back in 100 years have passed.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Anyway, they gather here at the, I think they call it the Acropolis of Inexorable Thought. One of those weird things. I don't know why they call it that.
That's quite a title. Have you ever considered an acronym?
I don't name it.
I guess Fault doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
Really, the first name didn't have a ring to it either.
What was the name of the last place they conquered, just out of curiosity?
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe you can talk to Anthem 23 and find out.
I feel like that's probably going to be a similar conversation to the constructs that we found in.
Getting that vibe too. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they are rather intelligent, just they don't
Devoid
have
of life.
time for anything else. Like, they
That's
just
true.
do what they do.
That's
Peak
true.
efficiency.
They're very lawful creatures, unlike 23.
Well, some of the best of them are absolutely terrifying. They call them inevitables.
Inevitable doom?
It's like, I think if you break a certain rule, and the person who is offended by that broken rule can appeal to the powers of the Mechanus plane, and if they deem it worthy, they will send an inevitable after the rule breaker. Depending on the nature of the rule, they may send different types.
That's slightly terrifying.
How do these places get resisted? This sounds awful.
Mm.
If you're on the bad side of inevitable, all I can say is I am sorry.
Do they have like an off button?
He just looks at your sword.
I'm aware of that kind of off button.
It's actually behind their big eye. It's just like right there.
So stab them in the eyes, what you're telling me.
I didn't say that.
John
Sounds
said
like
that.
Sounds like a good idea no matter what.
There's just so much magic stuff that I am not It's information overload kind of thing.
Hey, Dareth, how you doing? You see another human walking up.
God.
Immediately, a very well-dressed, almost in a tuxedo-like outfit, approaches all of you, and you immediately smell a little whiff of sulfur and brimstone. Hey, got some adventurers here. You planes?
Is that Mustang?
You're from the prime material plane, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Ah,
I'm hip to what you're saying, dude. Sorry,
Right.
I couldn't help being really bad.
I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I've been following you for a little bit. You know, I listen to things as I listen to things, and I can't help but have overheard that you're working for Kalis. Is that correct?
Nope.
Are you certain? Because I might be able to interest you in a different offer.
No,
It's on the offer.
I'm not trying to get your soul or anything like that. Just relax. I don't bargain in those. It's somebody else's job.
Insight
just-
check.
I'm actually curious about that. I was actually curious about that too.
Yeah.
I was about to say, sure, sir, sure.
I'm not trying to take your soul. I'm just trying to take your life. There's a difference.
He's definitely a shady individual, and he's got that smarmy, cocksured expression that he's probably bullshitting you, but
Anyone
most used car salesman.
anyone who immediately comes off and says they're not interested in souls is interested in your soul.
Right. Anyways, what's the offer?
Look, I happen to know that you're looking for something in Niflheim. It means I know what you're going for. I understand. You got a job to do. Believe me. When you got a rule, you got a rule. It's something you got to do. She's probably offering you some stuff. I can offer you some stuff too. It's good stuff.
I like good stuff.
I like good stuff. I'm a big fan of stuff.
I am down with what you're saying.
Stop that.
He's a book.
I can tell. I'm not going to show you anything now because I got a pretty good heavy list. I don't got them here. All I'm asking is, before you go home, come find me. Or better yet, send a little Dareth here out, tell him to look for Amaris. I'll go to my shop. We'll have a little session, okay? Just think about it. That's all I ask.
Amaris?
His name is Amaris.
Get your little gabagool. Forget about it.
A little give and take, you know. A give and a little take.
You two are being very insulting. I hope you know that.
That was not in character. I've said enough stuff that's rooted in character.
Cerulean looks very uncomfortable, just looking at this. What is? He looks like devilish at all?
He looks normal, except for the fact that he smells a little bit like brimstone.
Cerulean's he looks very uncomfortable about this man.
Considering my insight check, I assume I trust him implicitly.
Like a used car salesman.
Of course. Why wouldn't he be getting us the best deal?
Don't worry, the engine works half the time.
Half the time it works all the time. Yeah. And the time you're gonna get, it's all the time.
Anyway.
Everyone here talks exclusively in, what are they called? What are those, really fast messages at the end of commercials? Disclaimers.
Sorry, thank you, German. Nazi indigestion.
And also your soul.
Magic on top for everyone. Please go to Jack before use.
And Tips is trying to get into it, and it's failing miserably.
He will then, we'll salute, and we'll step away.
When he's far enough away, Cerulean will say, so we're not taking him up on his offer, right?
Yeah, possibly.
I'm
gonna start keeping an eye out for other people that are following us, because apparently none of us saw him. So
he rolled a really high stealth check. I'm sorry, I made that roll in disguise, and your passives didn't touch it.
Also, I'm very curious. Cerulean does Cerulean just looks straight up into the whole spiraling thing going on.
Zoe, you were saying something?
I think I'd rather not work for him, but I'm also curious as to why a plane of such diversity and power requires outsiders to do their business? Dirty work,
Well, it's probably because not everybody can just leave whenever you want. You got to have special keys to get through certain doors. Speaking of, you have a key to Niflheim, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay then.
Do we have a key to get back?
That was
Yes.
what I'm starting to think of. We have a key to get here. Then how do we get from here back to the material?
Wasn't it the light thing?
Yeah,
I thought that just got us back to here.
No, it gets us back
that's the statue.
The statue gets you to Niflheim. The key gets you back. The magnifying glass gets you back to Sigil.
You mean the
Oh.
doll gets us to?
The doll. Well, it is a
Yeah.
key.
Oh, so hold on. Then that means Kale's just not give us something to get back?
We don't have anything to get back.
Knock on
We'll
the
figure
door.
it out.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she answers.
Was that door just like some random house, by the way, that we walked out of, or?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sure Renard probably remembered it because he was King Mine.
Yes.
Okay.
We probably should have thought of that.
Oh, she'll want to come pick up the goods. So
Well, anyway, anything else you feel like saying?
What else is there to see?
I would like to see stuff that I
Well,
can
this
purchase.
I'm telling you right now, you could spend an entire lifetime, even for a construct in the city, and not see everything twice.
That's inevitable. Well, not in what's the not
It's
inevitable.
not inevitable now.
No, just yeah, not immortal. That's the one that
what's-
doesn't end.
Inevitable.
I don't know. I don't know
Um,
if I have a lifespan.
Why don't we just go with whatever's in the nearby areas next to the Niflheim door?
Well, we can go see the pearly gates.
Hold on, I do have a desire. Is there anything here crafted or made by Celia Larenth? Has her artifacts made it to this plane?
Yeah, from Iria.
Iria, is that what you call it?
Well, it's the name of your world.
Ah, okay, yes.
Interesting. I thought you were like one of the other. Well, that's fun. I ain't seen one of y'all in a while.
So does this mean that who's the person we're working for?
A 10-year-old boy.
No, the lady that we just got the quest
Kalis.
Kalis.
If he's saying he's not seeing him from there, I'm gonna be like, so she.
Kalis is not from Iria.
Okay.
Kalis is from Sigil.
I knew that. I guess I just assumed he would consider that.
No.
This is kind of an odd question, and probably nothing. Does the name or Zania ring any bells to you at all?
Well, you're just a motley crew, ain't you?
You have no idea.
Wait, it does?
Well, sure. She's been here a few times.
She has.
Not in a while. I'll give you that, but yeah.
What about Vasilia?
Yeah. Been a while.
It has been.
Oh, I'd say I ain't seen her in 200 years.
That's about right.
And Reynard immediately thinks, wait a second, aren't you 10 years old?
yeah, as it says, like
He looks 10. You have a boy.
And
How long have you been? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
you would inform us if there was someone by the name of Zero here, correct?
I don't know that one.
Okay, good.
Seems to be.
That
a
means
big
he's not
city.
here.
You're really well informed, aren't you?
Well, you people stand out and you come and have a conversation with him.
Well, you seem to know a lot about what will happen today. Yes, I do have one question. What do you know about magic? Specifically, its study.
I'm not the magical guy. Ain't really my study.
But you must know people here in the city who study it. I imagine you get a lot of the come through a place like this.
Well, sure. We get all sorts of magic casting types that come through the city from time to time.
From all over the multiverse, I imagine even places farther than that.
Sometimes.
So, if I were to ask you where I might find somebody who knows something about, say, dunamancy, would you be able to point me in the right direction?
Pardon me while I consult my notes.
Also, Renard, just
Yeah.
if you need to roll persuasion, you still have the charm. I haven't taken it back yet.
I realized I never took that back, yeah.
Helps on dates, helps in persuasion.
I still would like that back.
You just lent it out since you bought it.
I know, right?
I don't even remember what it does, honestly.
It gives you advantage on persuasion, intimidation, deception, basically any of the charisma stuff.
So,
I mean, to be fair, it's been useful.
a little piece of Mechanus, as it so speaks, happens to be here. We call it the Hands of Time. It's kind of a collaboration of like-minded Azimon Modrons and prime gnomes and dwarves, all kind of just devoted to making better compasses and steam toys, music boxes, humanoid automata, timekeeping devices, mechanical songbirds, mechanical hammers and bellows, spell-driven engines for drills and ore carts, and other obscure but durable bits of technology. I suspect if anybody was going to be messing with that kind of stuff, it would be them.
Wouldn't have thought that dunamancy is used typically in the construction of things, but if that's what you think.
You want things to fly?
Dunamancy kind of chaotic? Why would they use it?
Dunamancy is the manipulation of space.
Time and space.
It seems like a troublesome, chaotic thing. Why would they be utilizing it?
Same reason that it was used in other aspects, Tempest. It's what works.
Fair enough.
Is this something that you two would want to see? Kind of looking over at 23 and Core, I mean, if they're creating new constructs, this might be some people for you to talk to.
Yes, I'm more interested in the footprints my late mentor may have left around here.
Also interested in that.
I'm also interested to see if maybe I could find something that my patron might have left here. You know,
So it seems like we have quite a few places to visit. You're going to be earning that money, little friend.
Is there a place where people of
Well,
our...
you do have a job to do. We've only got 4 hours.
Oh, we have a time limit?
In real life.
Oh. Gotcha.
Well, take it if you wanted.
We don't have a whole lot of time, yes, so we should probably just make a decision about where we're going to go and go there.
Well, I suspect that if you happen to accomplish whatever goal you had for Miss Kailis, she'd gladly send you back.
Good point. I wouldn't mind learning more about this airplane.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in these time people. Yeah.
We'll make a day of it once we have the time. So, about this trip to Hades, friend.
Right. With me?
Specifically Niflheim.
Yes. Is there anything else you guys wish to purchase from the player's handbook before you depart?
Ooh. We can buy a player's handbook then.
Sounds like, yes!
Hey, it never hurts to have supplies.
Well, let me look at the player's handbook.
I might want to invest in a slightly better sword.
I'm gonna buy 4 things of holy water. Just because if we're going to a place like Hades, I feel like holy water is just... I have no idea if it's going to be useful, but you never know.
Never hurts, though.
Doesn't hurt.
If someone wants to use the Wand of Wonder, I can't use it right
No!
now.
Never! Unless I steal it from you, in which case maybe.
So you're saying you want to borrow it?
There's no point in me buying that when I have...
No. Just steal it.
I'm not supposed to tell someone you're going to steal it.
Trust me, I'll find a way. I just have to remember one of these days before a session.
So while they're doing that, Renard is just doing some cursory examinations of the ring itself and how Sigil works. Just for fun exploration. About how far across does it look? Like looking from one side where we are to the exact opposite side.
You can't see it. There's almost an efflorescent fog that goes out about 100 feet up.
So we can see everything with a direct opposite point. Because we can see the curvature on either side. Okay.
But Renard's a smart guy, and judging by the aperture of the curve, you can guesstimate that it's somewhere around 20 miles in total radius from one end to the other. if you were to do as the crow flies from the center to center.
I think I'm good. I'm not anything.
Is it possible to get a slightly better shield?
You cannot buy magical weapons from the PHP.
Evidently, that's something you just can't find in Sigil, despite Sigil being Sigil.
I was like, in Sigil?
There's really nothing I can think of.
Okay. That's probably harder to find than just.
Actually, you know what? I will say you were able to buy +1 weapons and +1 shields.
In your rules there, you have to attune to them, correct?
You have to attend
Yeah.
to it.
Alright, never mind then.
Yeah. That's a tough spill.
If this is a plane that has everything connecting, I just want to do a quick check to see if I can pick up. I'll double check Bernard first on this, but I'm assuming Sylvan would be the language of the Fae.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can pick up a book on how to learn it.
Okay. 30 gold.
Paid.
Book of a dictionary of Sylvan.
Are there books about how to shoot, say, I don't know, guns and stuff that aren't in demonic or abyssal or whatever the fuck it is I have?
If it's in Sylvan, I got a book on it.
Thank you, Roman. I'm looking for more of a common primordial kind of thing.
Unfortunately, guns are kind of restricted to area right now.
Shit.
They haven't made their way out into the wider plains yet.
Okay.
All right.
One of these days I'll learn how to shoot a gun.
So the barrel's supposed to be pointing at you, right? Like that's how it's supposed to
No,
go?
I'm aware at the very least not to do that. I watched enough of Kevin to know that much.
I don't think there's really anything that I need. I was thinking about a healer's kit, but I have Spare the Dying, so there's really no point.
Are we good on healing potions, anything like that?
Ooh, actually, that might not be
Oh,
a bad idea.
just so y'all are aware, don't break any laws here. You don't want the Modrons coming for you, and you really don't want the boss finding out you've done something real bad.
Noted.
I didn't really want to get on the bad side today anyway.
Just play it very cool around here.
Other thing I was looking at possibly buying was 500 pounds of adamantine, but I don't think that's in the PHP either.
Pah! Pah! Adamantine ingots are.
Oh, are they?
I think so.
23 is gonna make a Colossus.
Oh, damn.
I'm fairly certain adamantine ingots are in the player's handbook, but I'd have to pull mine out and go look.
I'll look it up while we're talking.
Yeah.
For your reference, Beth, I bought a longsword.
Okay. You no longer have a knitting needle.
No, I actually have a second rapier. I don't need a second rapier. I'm good.
Okay. After you're
Uh,
done shopping,
Sorry.
he will guide you to a section of the ward that is foggier than the rest and is almost bereft of activity or life. There are buildings, though they look worn and unused, but behind all of them, in a small alley, you can see a archway. This arch almost looks like it's twirled with roots of a deep brown oak, dark and almost forbidding looking, that intertwine upsells over an obsidian gate that arches itself down and connects. Well, here's the gate.
If we just show it our doll and it takes us to Niflheim.
You connect it, it'll open the portal briefly, yes. And he steps just a couple of steps back. I'd like to not go there, though.
That is understandable. If we want to find you again, how?
Oh, don't worry, I'll find you. Really big smile.
You seem very connected.
Fair enough.
I know who comes in and out of my town.
It's a big town.
It is. But you're here long enough.
You're not really 10, are you?
Well, you just figured that part out.
I'm not the swiftest person in the world in terms of intelligence.
Really?
You know, I don't need to repeat it, thank you. Renat tells me daily this, thank you.
You know, I thought we were going to the plane of Niflheim, not the plane of hell where everything gets burned.
Shut up, Cerulean Conversation.
that was definitely...
They activate the gate.
All right. There is a wailing scream as 1,000 faces pull over a mercury portal shimmering into existence.
All right.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it so much.
You all should definitely head through first. I don't know if me going through is going to close the gate behind me.
No offense, Renat, but you should let you go first anyway.
I'm gonna at least take out Inari and I'll go through first.
I'll follow
Aaron
behind
fights the
Roman.
urge to walk through first.
I'll go for a second.
I figured.
I'll follow behind 23.
There
I'll
is
follow
a
them.
feeling of distortion as your bodies are ripped across space and time once again. And you actually feel yourselves passing through something, as if you were crossing across a gate. And many of you might even recognize it for what it is. You're able to pass through the gates seamlessly. And though the screaming never seems to stop, as you traverse, eventually you find yourselves nestled on a wet, dew-like grass, and to the sound of utter silence. And peering about, you can see rolling hills of misty pines stretching out in all directions, and a deep fog that almost seems to suppress everything: light, sound, and hope. It is lit, but it is not bright. Shadows are longer. And though there are no sounds, every sound you make almost seems to echo in this fog.
How far is... Go ahead.
So we look for the Obsidian Spire, right?
How far is our visibility in this fog?
20 feet.
I will take out the rapier and shield then, because I can't shoot shit in that.
Renard, you feel holding the key almost like a beacon, a heading to approach where you should be going. And you get the impression it's not terribly far, perhaps a half a day's walk. Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Apparently, I have the compass.
Guess you're leading on then.
So the immediate thing I thought of was that Core would test the acoustics of the fog and start playing music
Dubstep.
as they travel.
It's almost muted as opposed to a nice, good sound box that you would expect.
But also like more intense because of the whole lack of other noise.
Yeah. But it's almost as if the utter silence is drowning it. And you could find yourselves yelling if you wanted to, and even that sound feels muted inside. Whispers are unable to be heard, and shouting is only normal speaking volume.
Everyone, this is fascinating.
I hate it.
Let's hope it doesn't affect magic in a poor way.
I will cast light on my sword.
With the fog, it's probably not a good idea because they're just going to make it thicker.
I'm gonna turn it on and off essentially, but I want to test and see if like I feel anything different when I cast a spell.
Is it a verbal spell?
It is.
Okay.
Is it different, Beth, or is it normal?
Works as normal. You have to speak up to get the spell out.
I turn it off, but I'm just like, nothing seems odd. But speak up a little bit if you're normally whispering your incantations.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
just because we were in a dangerous place, and that seems like a smart thing to do.
And I'm gonna ready the Shatterstar just in case.
The air is cold, almost as if you were stuck in winter in a deep tundra somewhere. Enough so that you can shiver down your spine. You imagine this place probably does not have a lot of warmth.
Thank goodness Marcera has a very temperate and cold climate.
It's actually very Marcera-like. Which
We're
is,
dressed for this.
yeah.
Oh my god.
As you all are walking in this direction, Core, and I suspect most of you, start hearing almost like a light harp sound playing.
If what I understand about magic is any indication, in a place like this, hearing music could never be a good thing.
You just
I-
avoid it then.
I immediately just like plug my ears. I'm like, nope, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Yeah, every story I've ever heard on the boat, when you just start hearing harp, it's never good.
I don't think you covering your ears is gonna help much, Tempest.
Don't know what you're saying. I see your lips are moving, but I don't know what you're saying.
He'll just look to Renard, he'll just say it probably won't help.
I don't know. Might help. Also, here's your charm back. I don't think I'm putting that much use for it here.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Thank you.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, lots happened.
It's alright, I didn't.
If Core attempts to play towards the harp and like kind of respond in music, does it respond back? Like, does the tempo change or whatever?
Music battle.
Yes. Let's do it.
Walking through the clearing, however, walking through the forest, the mist will eventually part, and you can see what looks to be a half serpentine creature, feathered at the very base of a very long tail, wonderful set of almost peacock green wings extending from a almost angelic looking body. And it looks something like this.
You're showing us what it's going to look like. I assume it's something. Oh no, that's a battle thing if I've ever seen it.
How far away is it?
About 30 feet away from you all.
Blue book.
Sitting in front of it are 3 different spirits, all of which are cross-legged, shaved heads. The features of these entities are very angular, almost, and their skin is almost in a jaundice kind of yellow. Instead of noses, it's just slits, and their eyes are narrowed, beady, and yellow. But every single one of them is very lithe and well-constructed creatures.
That's creepy.
Greetings. Do you sit out here, play the harp? Would you like to play with me for a while?
The creature will look up and seem to survey all of you for a long moment. You are alive.
Hey, cool. Someone acknowledged we exist and are alive.
Indeed, we're alive!
High
High
five.
five!
You all have such bright souls in such dark places. Why are you here? Who are you? And why are you to disturb the disciples of Guru Kabir?
We're looking for a thing.
So
Are you still holding your hand, Tempest?
I have to ask, what the hell is this thing? What check do I have to make to know what the hell this thing is?
Make an Arcana check.
Can I do
Okay,
it too?
27.
That's not gonna help, but you know.
I finally rolled over a 10. God damn it.
This creature is known as a Lilland.
Okay.
It is a creature from the upper planes.
Okay.
It's basically a form of angel.
Oh, well, it
What
was
else do
alright.
I know about this creature that is shockingly unintuitive?
It's out of place in this place.
I don't know anything specific about it. Okay.
They are often used as guards for the gates of different petitions.
I'm literally Tim is just like kind of watching as people are mouthing and just like
Our humblest apologies. We had no intentions of interrupting your disciples.
Oh, they're not my disciples. They are all dead, passed away in their deep meditations to attain enlightenment.
And you're entertaining them?
Spirits that end up in the wrong place are my responsibility from time to time. They do not realize yet that they have died.
Renard significantly resists the urge to say spoiler alert. I see. Well,
I'm attempting to wake them, but they don't respond.
Have you tried poking them?
She puts a hand through them, it just kind of phases through their body.
I also poke them.
You don't, it goes through
Damn
them like
it.
as if nothing is there.
I
All the
tried.
talent of heaven, and here I am babysitting petitioners.
I'll take my hands off my ears and just be like, what are we doing? What?
Well, you're still aiding. You're helping them pass on, despite the amount of time you are helping. And isn't that the whole point?
The gods will reward them with gardens through which running waters flow, therein to abide, for such is the requital of the doers of good.
You sound unhappy about people doing good.
Stay here long enough, everything looks a little dreary.
How long have you been here?
I don't remember.
Why don't you go home?
I have a job to do.
Has it been these three the entire time?
For 200 years at least.
Oh shit.
Dedicate these three for 200 years?
The Githzerai are a very dedicated folk, I will give them that.
The what?
The Githzerai.
Just
I don't know what that is.
what is a Githzerai?
Make an Arcana check. Or are you asking her?
I'm asking her.
Form of humanoid that reside in all sorts of planes. These ones particularly come from Limbo, I think.
It's the music specifically that helps you shepherd them onwards.
Past the time at this point, every spell I have ever tried doesn't seem to get their attention. I can't turn them, I can't affect them. Every time I speak with them, they just quote things at me.
Have you tried asking them what they want?
They're trying to find their form of enlightenment. Death means nothing to them.
How are they able to find it? Or have you asked like how they wish to find their enlightenment?
Boy, is that a question for the years.
200 years that you never thought.
I imagine it's something akin to searching for perfection. Unattainable, yet always being reached for.
In a
Sounds
weird way,
like
they
a-
found it, don't you think?
Perhaps. But if they don't return to where they're supposed to, they're going to be devoured.
Bye.
And she will gesture up, and the mists will slightly part, revealing a tree of absolutely colossal proportions that stretches up far beyond any eye can see. But you can see a great snake wrapped around its base, colossal in scope and size.
Large.
How much longer until it decides it's ready to, you know?
Sooner or later.
It's the myriad of things on Cora's back, like weapons and knapsack and stuff like that. She actually will pull out her lute. And I barely get to do like a lot of song stuff as my bard, so I'm pretty excited for this. I would like for Cora to play both the little record in her chest as well as play the lute in an attempt to rouse these people as the angel had.
Go ahead and do so with advantage.
Okay, can I also dump my GM inspiration into it?
That is advantage.
Leaves on the vine.
Sad.
You're gonna get Connor humming that
I
again.
know you lie.
Yeah, it was stuck in my head all last
Your
week.
lips are
Sorry.
moving.
Humming away.
Anyways.
I don't know what.
A whole new world.
No.
No, stop.
Someone
was
say
taking a
Aladdin!
gun.
Oh!
I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 21. The DC
Well,
was
I
20.
could have rolled better and got like a better number above 21.
They will pause and open their eyes. And one of the petitioners will turn over and smile at you.
I
Hello.
will continue to play and wait for the oh god, I forget the name of what this thing's called. But I'll wait for it to do what it needs to do while I continue playing.
Slowly, they all start to stand and form almost a triangle around Core, hands behind their back, neatly listening. And I would like Core and I guess all of you to make perception checks.
Maybe I can actually roll
But
some
Core
D6
specifically,
today.
I guess.
Haha,
Ah, wow. Tempest and Roman recognize that they all have the same sigil on their tabard of a fist surrounded in wind. Core recognizes this as the symbol of the wind fist, which is the symbol of Nikolai Goodman.
Oh, interesting. You've been trapped here a while, I see. Perhaps it's time to go where you need to be going?
The Guru saw beyond the false boundaries that separate heaven from hell, law from chaos. To him, the multiverse is one.
Then you should know he has gone to join it.
He has taken the form and passed beyond. We were drawn here by him.
You feel him here.
Yes.
Excellent. It would be good to see him again. Perhaps he has some answers to questions, though I am curious as to how he ended up here.
They shake their heads at that.
I don't
Thank
suppose
you.
you know anything about this, do you? He says that to the Lilland.
I know nothing about a guru or what you speak of. No.
I'm a little confused because you said they've been here for the better part of 200 years, but Nikolai's only been dead, well, not nearly that long.
Couple months.
Yes,
How
but
could-
he's also very old.
Yes, but they said he specifically drew them here. How could he have drawn them there if he wasn't here?
Ah, that is one of the effects of this place. A single moment compressed into infinity is one of the punishments fitting the souls who are cursed here. It basically means time has no structure.
That's unfortunate. We should probably get going then.
Yes. I don't suppose you could tell us anything useful about a place called the Obsidian Spire, could you?
It is not far from here.
Nothing that we should be wary of, nothing that we should keep in mind.
There is but one creature that lives there.
Terrible, evil thing that likes to eat living things.
No, not that. No. That is Nidhogg. You probably don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, not.
Is there any danger we should be aware of from here to there, though?
Only the loss of your own sanity. Linger not here, mortals. This is not a place for you.
Agree.
If we find Nikolai, we'll do what we can to see if we can't get him to bestow some knowledge upon you. Perhaps help you find your way.
Thank you. And they will all go back to sitting and crossing their legs. Ow, that was my knee.
Or we'll stop playing and nod to the others and basically go, well, we probably should hurry then, because I need what little scraps of sanity I have left.
Yes.
All right. Departing from the forest clearing, you can see the base of the tree, roots that are massive, taller than any structure that you have seen, snaking their way through the terrain, branching into hills as if they were knives through butter. You actually cross under it at a few points. And for the first time, the silence of the realm is deafened by the sound of what feels like something snapping, a twig breaking, except colossal in size, and then you hear a loud crunch as something falls from high above, landing in a distant place, like a loud crack of thunder, as if something had broken and fallen from the tree. That sound is followed by a roar that shakes the very foundations of the earth. And then it settles again, and you were back to silence.
My rapier and shield are out.
Continuing to travel, a good 3 to 4 hours pass of gloom and misery. You see the occasional wandering spirit that does not interact with you, and instead just seems to be looking around, hopeless and lost. But eventually you find yourselves at what is literally a black box of about 4 stories tall and about 30 feet in dimension from across the bottom. Inside is a opening that's about 20 feet tall, and it's pure white. You cannot see inside of it. There are windows of also pure white.
Well, I'm going to take a wild guess and say this is the place we need to go to.
All right.
Not really a spire, though.
Obsidian.
It's all black.
Oh, thanks.
23 walks in.
Okay.
Oh.
You find yourselves, just 23 walking in, or?
No, I'm following.
I'll follow.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
Okay. You find yourselves on the bottom of 4 platforms with stairwells leading up from the left and right side, although you don't know how exactly you got into this particular point. The stairwells seem to loop into eternity on each other. However, where you are sits at the base of 4, with 2 more leading up to your left and right, and then turning inward onto a much larger platform standing at the top, upon which nestles an empty throne. Surrounding you on all sides are 4 great windows, perfectly symmetrical and lined to it, that peer into a white void. Borderless, connecting them, is a black infinite expanse upon which you can see 1,000 twinkling stars. There is no immediate sign of an exit outside of the one you just came in, and even that seems to shimmer out of existence as you enter into it. It is echoing, very unlike the realm that you had just been in. You find yourself seeing a torch flicker in front of you, with more on the various platforms as they go up. You can see heraldry of 3 shields across a orange tabard resting at various locations, kind of dangling in mid-space and flapping in a gentle breeze. Growing out of several of these platforms is a almost lattice-like structure shaped like a spike of ice growing at various points. Nestled on top of the throne is a beautiful flower, golden and shimmering.
Well, that's obviously what we came here for.
I think it would be rude not to announce our presence.
Maybe don't. Maybe don't.
Hello?
Oh, I wouldn't have done that.
Your voice calls out, and for a moment there's no response. However, after a good 10 seconds, you see the stars in a certain location start to shift and warp themselves. Almost like you're looking into a black hole, reflecting the absence of light. Instead, you just see it descend from the stars themselves, and this little black orb sits above the throne and shimmers, covering up the throne itself and the lotus that it sat upon. That form shimmers again, and you see a winged creature of pure starlight. Large, almost dragon-like in its size. And I will give you a handout in just a moment because Bad DM did not make a handout for it.
Am I able to do my spell while this beauty is going on?
What spell are you casting?
I linked it with Warding Bond on Cerulean.
Sure. Pardon me for just a second. Bad DM is bad.
Seems like the time. Seems like about the time we're about to have like lights and stuff.
Sorry, just a second, guys. I thought I had everything ready from prep today, and then you realize you forget just one.
We're about break time if we want to go to that instead.
Go ahead. We can take 15 minutes now. We'll get back at on the hour. Voice of God, is that okay? Can we take a break? I think we're going to take a break.
Go ahead.
To end stream early. This is out of our control. We hate to do it, but that is. As a note, I think this may have been mentioned earlier. I'm not, but this was our 1 year anniversary. Unfortunate that our 1 year anniversary is when we have technical difficulties. We have to stream early, but say a lot of this how things goes. Land of Our Dreams is going to be taking a small hiatus. We are not going to be here next week. We may not be here the week after that, but we will keep you posted on that as we can. In the meantime, we hope you continue enjoying our content. I know this is a lot earlier. There are many other things to enjoy throughout the week, especially all of our cult content. If you like cults, please check us out. We stream it multiple days a week. We have multiple things on our YouTube where we've introduced producers, writers, so on and so forth. Absolutely worth watching. But that is where our stream ends for today. I hope you all had a great time, and see you when we see you on Wednesday.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.